Hey guys, Josh Shernoff here. Now, most of you know me as the ruggedly handsome host of the #1 rated satirical wrestling news show on Fight TV, So Says Shernoff. But a lot of you don't know how I got my start in the pro wrestling business. So I thought that I would come back here as we are about to celebrate the 20th anniversary of my start and tell you a little bit about how I began my journey here that landed me on Fight TV. And good thing is, I kept my all access pass from June 18th, 1999, TWF Armageddon, right here in the Hilltop Gymnasium. Come on, let's take a look. Right here, right in the center, this is where the ring was. And it was really interesting. It was the first time that we had ever done a show like this. I had a promotion, I was 15 years old, and I had a promotion called the TWF, Teenage Wrestling Foundation. And somehow I convinced the people at the school here to allow me to run a show here. And we had close to 100 people in attendance. We had a ton of wrestlers. Nobody had ever been trained or wrestled before, but you know, little details. I remember we were working out in the ring beforehand. By working out, I basically mean we were trying to learn what it felt like to run the ropes or step into a ring. And Will, who played the character of Wee-I-Ill, was bouncing up and down on the bottom rope, and the rope snapped. So now Will was like 100 pounds soaking wet with bricks in his pockets, but somehow he managed to break this bottom rope. So yeah, that delayed the show a little bit. I remember afterwards talking to Jim Kettner from ECWA. That's who we rented the ring from. It was red and black. And to me, it was always kind of an iconic ring because we never used them again for any future shows. So that one event, TWF Armageddon, June 18th, 1999, that was the red and black ring. Our entranceway was right over here. We had a TWF above it, and then we had some glimmery stuff hanging by the door, so as somewhat of a curtain. Another thing that we had, which was way ahead of its time, I managed to borrow a projector screen to sit next to the entrance. Now, we didn't have anything to project on the screen, but I needed this projector screen. So what we ended up doing was we got the screen, we got a projector, and we had a bunch of still images. So we didn't have entrance videos, but we had a bunch of still images. So it was this flaming TWF logo that actually Calvin Tan came up with. Calvin Tan, a lot of you guys might know, one of the producers on the show, and he does a lot of the camera work. He was not only instrumental in the graphics for the original TWF, but also my first opponent. So we had this idea that we were going to do two shows. We would have a pre-show, and then we would have the show we called Armageddon. And the pre-show was basically going to set up all of the matches because we were a brand new promotion. And we thought, you know what we'll do? We'll take this show, we're gonna film it, we're gonna call it Internet Invasion, and we're gonna air it on the internet. Now you're thinking to yourself, okay, that's not really original, that's what everybody does. Well, I'll remind you, this was June of 1999. Nobody, not even the WWF, was airing their shows on the internet, and for good reason, because we had absolutely no idea how to do it or how we're gonna make that work. Needless to say, any clips that might be rolling right now while I'm talking is the first time any of that stuff has ever made it to the internet. So we were ahead of our time, we had a great idea. My brother Fred was the one who really was pushing for that, and it was a great idea. It just wasn't something that we could really make happen. There's this picture of me standing right here holding the belt, just going like, you know, looking like a super cool guy right here before going back, and I still have that picture. I remember standing behind here waiting for my music to hit. I was a huge Rob Van Dam fan, so I had to be like Rob Van Dam in every way imaginable, and one of those ways was to pick an entrance music that played for like 20 minutes before you walked out. And so I'm back here, and I remember my friend Doug peeking his head back and going, come on, come on, come on. And I'm like, not yet, not yet. Literally standing in this exact spot going, not yet, I gotta wait, hold on, I'm waiting. And then my music hit, and I walked out. And I think everyone at that point had kind of fallen asleep waiting for me. Yeah, I remember walking down this way and having the guardrail on either side and heading to the ring and just, really thinking, I've made it. This is the big time. This is, and it's funny, you think about all the years that have gone by and all the things that I've been able to be a part of and all the things that I've been able to see in this business. And this still stands out to me as one of the absolute highlights of my entire career, just being able to come out here and be introduced. My dad was the ring announcer, and he introducing me to the ring, and just have friends and family and people I didn't even know. I really felt like it was like I'd made it, like I was performing in Madison Square Garden. It was a really unique time. It's not something I think nowadays, just concern of people's injuries, and it wasn't something that you could really pull off today, but it was the start of something really cool for me. It was how I began my career in professional wrestling, was a non-professional professional wrestling show, and I went on to wrestle for 10 years before moving behind the camera, and obviously I was promoting since I was 15, but now, happy as can be for So Says Shernoff on Fight TV. This is pretty incredible to be back here, and I thank you all for taking this journey with me. Don't forget to check out So Says Shernoff on Fight TV.